Hello guys, hope you're all doing well. Today you join me on a very sunny and a very hot afternoon here in Delhi. So today we have the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650. In the previous video I reviewed the Royal Enfield Shotgun 650, and today we have its twin sister or brother, whatever you like to consider it, which is a proper cruiser from the Royal Enfield 650 twin family. So the Meteor 350 and the Super Meteor 650 are the twins. Depending on the power and your budget, you can decide what you want to go for. The bike is an absolute stunner. I never would tell you guys to look and judge the bike from the pictures until you see it in person. In person, this bike is something else. It has a very huge tank. The stance, all the proportions of this bike is actually perfect. I never liked this bike when I saw it in the initial launch images. However, the design started to grow on me. It is a bit different from the Meteor's design language. It is very low slung. It's down to earth. It's a very long motorcycle. Once you see it in person, you'll realize the size of this motorcycle. The wheelbase is what actually makes this bike shine and look superior than the regular Meteor 350. So, as you all know that the Royal Enfield guys have been milking the same engine in almost all of their motorcycles now, and I won't be surprised if they have a classic 650 coming in soon. So you're talking about this motorcycle, it gets the exact same engine from the Royal Enfield, the 650 twin motor, producing around 46 bhp. So the bike does have a Red Rooster performance exhaust without the DB killers. I'll show you how it sounds in a bit. And the bike has the dual horn from the Royal Enfield OEM aftermarket supply. So the Red Rooster is a slip-on, not a full system. The Red Rooster gives this bike very balanced sound. It's very bassy, not too bassy as the Godsey Works and not too thumpy or throaty as the AEWs. So this has a perfect mixture of bass and throatiness. Let's hear how she sounds. The throttle response is also very crisp. You'll love it. It's very sharp and very precise. The Red Rooster exhaust does give the bike some sort of pops and bangs. Not too loud, but very minimal, very subtle, which are good to the ears. Not too flashy and not too loud like some of the exhaust and some of the tunes that the Code 6 guys do. So that's very annoying. Although there would be some sort of performance gain, but it does sound very annoying if you hear it in person. It's just loud, there's no pops and bangs, and it's just become too mainstream nowadays. So the bike's seat is quite comfortable. It does give you good support on the back. The rear seat, however, is a bit small for a pillion to be comfortable on. You can also notice that the rear seat is a bit sloping downwards. So if the rider does a small pull to impress their friends or whoever they want to impress, and they do a pull, this bike is very torquey, so the torque can actually push the person down if they're not aware and if they're not holding on to the strap, the handle or the rider. So the rear seat, although you can get a backrest, but however if you don't have a backrest, it is a very prone position to fall. The console is also the same as the Shotgun 650. You get your regular speedometer and the Royal Enfield Tripper system. It's a GPS cum navigation system. The suspension is on the stiffer side and you do feel a lot of road bumps with the suspension setup. It has an upside down fork by Showa, and the ride gets a bit bumpy on highways and regular roads, which is a bit concerning because cruisers are meant for touring. So if you're on touring with this bike and you go on a straight highway, and you know the highway qualities in India, not the new expressways, the national highways, the roads are quite bumpy. So the positives of this motorcycle could be that you are getting a very budget friendly cruiser. This bike costs around 4.5 lakhs on road, Delhi NCR. 650, you all know what I said about the 650 engine in the previous video. It is 650, but it acts like a 400 and acts and performs like a 400cc motorcycle. Not complaining, the torque is very nice. It's a very power, like traffic, everyday riding friendly motorcycle, but it does feel very underpowered for a 650cc motorcycle. Also, the weight of this motorcycle, well, you are purchasing a cruiser and cruisers are expected to be heavy. This bike is no exception. It weighs around 240 kgs without any accessories. The handlebars are not too wide, but they are perfect enough to give you that proper cruiser wala feeling. The position on this bike is very bold and very commanding. I'm 5'7" and I can comfortably put both of my feet down on this motorcycle. So this is quite natural because a cruiser has to be low slung for perfect comfort. The foot pegs also are wide enough, and this is the position that you can expect yourself. The position is very commanding, it's very dominant. You can get aftermarket handlebars which are wide. You can expect a bit more upright position, although this is not bad either. So the only negative I think about this bike is its traffic handling. This bike is long and a bit heavy. The bike is not maneuverable at all. Could be me, it's not my bike. I don't have much experience on this motorcycle, but I find it difficult to maneuver in traffic. The front end feels a bit heavy, so it makes maneuvering in traffic a bit difficult. I believe I've done enough talking. Now let's get riding. Once you're actually rolling on this motorcycle, you do not feel all of the 240 kgs of weight, and the bike feels very good and balanced. If you're a short shifter or you like to stay low on the RPM, this bike would definitely suit you, thanks to its phenomenal low-end torque, allowing you to easily cruise on larger gear at a tentatively higher speed, saving you some fuel while you enjoy the melodies parallel to its rumble. The torque also allows to have some fun in the city, making overtakes very easy and quick in any gear you like. Talking about the high-speed stability of this bike, it feels very planted at triple-digit speeds, thanks to its long wheelbase and stiff suspension. You can very easily cruise at speeds of 90 to 120 without stressing or feeling any sort of fatigue. The brakes also have a very good bite and feel very sharp even in the moments of panic braking, such as this clip, where the guy in the grey Swift had his indicator turned on for right, but then he started turning left. Well, that's Indian traffic for you. All in all, the Super Meteor 650 is a perfect package and a great bike, providing you great value for money for people who want a budget cruiser, want to go on long tours and travel around the country. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more content like this.